What's going on, everyone? It's Tay with SpecTechular Gadgets, and in this video, I'm going to tell you how I feel about the Unihertz Titan so far. Let's go ahead and see what I'm talking about. Let's do this! Now, I've been using the Titan for a couple of weeks now, and I must say I do really enjoy using this device. Now, remember, I paid $340 for what you see here. A very, very well-built device which has keys. It's built to last. There's waterproofing. It's just everything. Plus, on top of that, it has wireless charging. I can wirelessly charge this device. So the number one thing that stands out about the Titan is the battery. This device comes with a 6,000 milliampere hour battery, and it lives up to its name. I can get easily 2 days, and I can get 3 days, maybe 4 days if I start managing what I'm doing on the device. But if I'm using the device as I would normally use the device, I'm getting hands down 2 days and some hours, close to 3 days. Now, you're gonna say, well, what is your screen on time? Now, my SOT on average that I've been seeing, I'm getting about 13 hours of screen on time using the device. So with 13 hours plus screen on time and one single charge will get me 2 days using the device. So with my first charge, after I let the battery pretty much go to like, 3%, it took about 5 hours on a standard charger, not the one that it came with, just a standard charger. It took about 5 hours to get back to 100% battery life. So keep that in mind. Another feature that I like about this device is the keys. The keys are larger than that of the Blackberry Passport, so it makes typing on the keyboard much easier. As you can see, the keys are much bigger, and that is a plus. Along with the keyboard comes the shortcuts. Now, I did a video on how to set up shortcuts, so go ahead and take a look at that video, but the shortcuts on this device is a lifesaver. I don't actually go into my app drawer really anymore because I know what keys will get me to what apps. So using the shortcuts just makes things so much easier, so much more efficient, and you're gonna love them once you set them up. It's hard for me to go back to my other phones where I have to actually go, either it's on my screen or I just have to go and look for the apps in the app drawer, the shortcuts. And it's not just apps, it's other features and functions that you can set the keys to do whatever you want. So I'm really loving the shortcuts that you can assign to each key, and that just makes everything so much better and easier. So viewing content on this device is doable. Yes, you can go ahead and look at YouTube and Netflix and stuff like that. What I would say is you might as well leave the device when viewing like YouTube content just as is. Don't try to turn it landscape or anything because you're getting more picture if you leave it in portrait. So viewing content, yes, you can do it. Yes, you can respond and comment to YouTube videos and everything, which makes it nice. Is it my favorite device to view content? Probably not. You know, I really like the Fold for that, or just devices that you can take advantage of landscape mode, but you still get a good amount of screen when viewing content. Doing Twitter and social media, that's all very doable. You can still see a good amount of whatever you're viewing and scroll up or down, and you still have the keys that are not taking up the screen. Viewing content or whatever you're doing is doable. The next great thing about the Titan is the convenience key, and that is another great feature that comes with the Titan. Now, just like the keyboard shortcuts, you can also customize the convenience key 3 programmable features you can get out of using the red convenience key. Out of the box, they already have assigned certain features and functions to the key, but I already did a video on how you can set the convenience key up, so go ahead and check that video out when you have a chance. This phone actually helps you to maintain efficiency. You're very productive if you can remember your shortcuts. It's just so much easier to go ahead and use shortcuts to do what you want to do on this device. Let's go ahead and actually talk about the build. This is a wide and kind of hefty device. What you're getting by having such a hefty device is it's a really great build. Now the back has somewhat of a grip, not so grippy like what you would find on the back of Blackberry devices, but nonetheless they do have some type of grip. The back, as you see here, looks nice and clean. You have no fingerprints or anything on there, just the Unihertz on there. You have the camera, but I get no fingerprints. Makes it look nice and classy. With the build also, you get waterproofing, so this can be around a pool, or this can have, be out in the rain, and you don't have to really worry about the device getting messed up. I actually washed this with soap and water, and it just, nothing, I went ahead and used it as normal. With everything going on, I just wanted to keep it nice and clean. Nice build. I don't feel like I could even break this if I wanted to. I feel like whatever I throw this at would probably get broken before this would get damaged. So build is a-okay with me. So you have your Type-C, and that's the only thing on the bottom. The sides have this nice metal, and the little screws and stuff that they have to make it seem kind of built real nice and tough. So build is great on this device. So the last thing that I almost forgot to mention is not only is this device built very nicely, has physical keys, has a headphone jack, but also it has an LED notification indicator, and that's a plus because that's something that I really miss in all my newer devices. They left that off, and this is very helpful if you do have your phone on silent, but you still kind of want to be aware of messages or phone calls that are coming in. You do still have your LED notification light, which I think is awesome. Is this device perfect? Nah, no, it's not perfect. So let me tell you my #1 biggest dislike of the Unihertz Titan, and that would be the cameras. The cameras are absolute garbage on this device. I have not been very thrilled or happy with any video, photos, or anything that has come out of this device. For lack of better words, they're just terrible. So the cameras are really trashy on this device. It will get what you need to get if it's something very important that you need to go ahead and take a shot of, but don't think it's going to be like your Pixels and your iPhones and your Samsungs, because it's nowhere near that. This can't even beat my Moto G stylus. It can't beat, it just can't. Cameras, they're just not doing it for me. So that's my #1 biggest dislike about this device. The cameras are not their strong feature on this device, and I can totally tell not much effort was put into the cameras. But again, of all the other things that this phone can do, I'm willing to just be like, okay, that's fine. The next thing I want to talk about is the build. Yes, I said the build was one of the things that I liked, but let's go ahead and really talk about it. Now, holding this device with one hand and even two, what I have come across is the bottom of this device is kind of sharp. So it digs into the palm of your hand, and it makes it kind of very uncomfortable. It's pretty sharp once you're holding it. So maybe if they have another one, if they come out with another one, I'm hoping that they will curve these edges of this device because these corners are pretty sharp and uncomfortable when holding one-handed or two-handed. They do dig into your hand, making it very uncomfortable. There's only one speaker on this device. And where is that speaker, you may ask? The speaker is on the back, right here. So and it's not two speakers, it's only one speaker that I believe is on the left side, and the other one is just to make it balanced and even, but it's on the back. It gets covered up easily, and when it's covered up, it's muffled. So the speaker gets really loud, but it's not the best speaker. It's not the best single speaker that I've had. I've had other devices where it's one single speaker, but it may be on the bottom, which helps the sound come out and sound a lot better. But with this one on the back, and then most of the time, since this device is pretty heavy, you're going to be holding it, and as you're holding it, you're going to cover up that speaker and the sound will be muffled. So the last thing that I want to talk about is the convenience key. And yes, I know I said that was something that I liked, but I'm going to say maybe the placement of it, or maybe it's just my device, but I have continuously and constantly been pressing this convenience key by accident, to a point where I may disable it, because every time I pick up the phone, the button is so easy to go ahead and activate. You can barely touch it, and as you see, it's already activated because it's going to go ahead and start screen recording. Now I'll have to press it to make it screen record, but I am constantly accidentally triggering this thing, and I mean that's every single day that I have to go ahead, X out screen recording so that it won't go ahead and screen record. So, you know, it's not the worst, and like I said, the convenience key is very convenient, but again, it could just be my device that I'm accidentally always making this thing go off. Besides that, this device so far is going into my favorites pile. You know, because the Passport is one of my classier keyboard. I mean, this does remind me a lot of the Passport, but the Passport, in my opinion, will always be look-wise much classier looking. This one to me is like the rugged, older, bigger, badder musclehead brother that's like always in the gym. To me, you can't break this thing. Like I said, you throw this thing at somebody, you're gonna hurt them before you hurt this. It does so much, and I am so in love with the shortcuts and the keys and the keyboard and everything that it can do. At the same time, you have to remember, I paid $340, and I'm actually really in love with this phone. Do I love the camera? No. But, you know, for everything else that this phone can do, I can go ahead and let the camera slide. I have other devices that I carry with me that if I need to take a really good picture, I can go ahead and pull out my Fold. I can pull up my Moto G stylus. I have other devices that I can go ahead and take those type of pictures. Would I recommend this off of my usage for the past couple of weeks? Yeah, especially if you really loved the Blackberry Passport and your days with the Passport is slowly coming to an end because you may have issues or it's not acting right. This is going to be the next best thing that you could actually get. It does everything that you needed to do. Plus, I believe you can, if you want to, install like Blackberry Hub and a lot of the Blackberry applications, which I haven't done because, you know, I'm at this point where I'm okay just using the Android apps that come with it. But know that you do have that option to go ahead and put Blackberry applications on this device. So yes, I would recommend the Unihertz Titan to anyone that wants something different, anyone that likes a physical keyboard, anyone that was once a Blackberry Passport lover, or someone who needs a headphone jack, needs a LED, needs the stuff that a lot of these manufacturers and companies have taken away from us, yet has raised the prices of their device when $340, people. Let me get closer to you. $340. Think about it. So that just about wraps it up for this video and my thoughts about the Unihertz Titan so far. I'm going to continue to use this device and see how it holds up to my standards and what I think about it. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to chill with me as we go through this journey. And until next time, everyone, I want you all to have a spectacular day. Later.